So, Austin, how was your roller coaster of emotions on Monday Night Football?
I mean, considering it was like the first game that my team had like that mattered for like the last 7 years, my heart was pounding. Forgot how that felt. That was crazy. That was fun.
Jameis Winston had the most Jameis Winston game ever.
That game summed up his entire career.
500
It's
yards.
it's just like what I said last week about the 30 for 30. Just he can be
500.
so good, but so ass all at the same time, and he throws two pick sixes, and that's what makes him lose the game. That's just the most Jameis thing ever.
But also 500 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Telling you, he'd be
Both
a great
goals.
quarterback. He might be the franchise guy if he can just,
Maybe
not.
you should get some like LASIK surgery
Again.
again.
He just has to keep praising the Lord. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome back to episode 15 of the Log Pod, covering the League of Ordinary Gentlemen, getting down to the absolute wire here in our regular season. We got 1 week left.
Yes, sir.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes, sir.
I mean, feels like we started this, a month ago? And here we
Yeah.
are. We're already through 13 weeks.
Football's
Still
going
feels like week
fast.
2.
Football's going fast, and I'm not ready for it to be over.
You know, going from playing football my entire life growing up to then being out of football now for like 5 or 6 years, football season just seems to fly. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's that way for anyone who's like, in the league, who if they're older than us, like I don't know if they still feel the same way where football seems to just fly by, but for me, I swear,
It flies,
seems
man.
it just flies.
It flies.
But we're getting down to the crunch time. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. How are you boys feeling as we're heading into our final push here for the playoffs?
I'm scared. I'm terrified.
I say you're how's your chances, you think?
Winning in. That's where I'm at.
Mr. Snake, how about you?
Uh, week 14 bye weeks are the worst thing that ever happened to me in the world. But
He
I'm
doesn't have
good.
to worry about anything. He's clinched. He doesn't
I'm
give a
in.
shit.
He's like, he's like, I know where I'm
No.
at. I'm in.
I know.
But with that being said, we'll get in right away to the nitty gritty of our week 13 matchups and our recap for week 13. First up, we got Little Melka versus High Class Dumpster Divers. Little Melka getting the win.
Yep, needed it, and now 7-6. Went from the 7 seed to the 5 seed with this win. They need to win and get in.
Yeah, I don't know why you thought you were gonna lose at any point to
I
high
I
class.
I didn't.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why I put it in the
You said you weren't. You
that
said you weren't confident last week. You said you can't be confident in your team.
that is still true. But I also put this game in the non-important games. Remember?
That's all. Okay, whatever. Whatever.
That is
All right,
true.
move on.
We are in the non-important games, according to him. Continuing with our non-important games, we got End Zone Gods versus Concussors. End Zone Gods getting the win.
Keeps his playoff hopes alive. He needs to win, and he needs Slap to win or Slap to lose.
That's it.
That's it. He needs to win. He needs Slap to lose.
Oh damn. I thought he was out of it, but good job, Enzo.
Next up, we got T-Rex bitches versus Woodnut. No, I'm just kidding. Diamond Dog's actually back as his name. I think he's just
Yo.
embarrassed enough now to stop changing. But we got T-Rex bitches versus Diamond Dogs. T-Rex getting the win.
Yep, T-Rex locks his spot in the playoffs, and Diamond Dogs drops out.
Poor dogs.
Now he's gonna switch his name back. I
Now
would
his
have
name-
done.
now his-
I would have
now
made
his
some
na-
bullshit name again.
Now his name's gonna be like, wouldn't a playoff spot be nice?
That's what I thought was coming, but no. He got a new logo too, all official and shit.
I vote for wouldn't a playoff spot be nice. I think that'd be funny.
That would be funny.
Agreed.
And the last of our quote non-important games, according to Little Melka, we got Pineapple Express versus Toilet Snake. Toilet Snake getting out with the win. Not necessarily that you needed it, but it was closer than you probably expected, huh?
Nah, that's just how it's been the last couple weeks. I don't know how to. Every time I put in my lineup, it's like wrong. I lucked out this week, but like I left 70 points on my freaking bench. So yeah,
Usually a death sentence.
I did
You
not
got lucky that she
expect
played Pineapple.
I did not expect this to be the closest game in the in the league this week.
I don't know. I'm trying, man. Apparently I'm an idiot and don't know who's putting up points
just-
which week.
You're just saving your power for the playoffs, right? That's
You're
what's
damn right. You're damn right. That's
Well,
There
it.
you go.
193-yard touchdown on Monday night. That's all you won by.
God bless Bo Nix.
Enough of the Homer talk. But our games to watch, according to Little Melka, for week 13. First up, we got Big Boy Club versus Slap Yo Mama. Big Boy. New guy keeps on winning.
Yes, he does. He is still right on Austin's tail.
Yeah, whatever. Someone needs to beat this man. He's already in. Okay, whatever. I faced it. Whatever. If he takes, I'm not going to be salty if he wins division. I don't care. Someone needs to kick him out. Just kick him out of the playoffs.
Jay, does he sound a little salty to you?
Just a little bit.
No,
Just
not.
Just a little. I
just a
think you're a
little-
little nervous.
It feels a little bit of nervous and a little bit of saltiness.
I think someone's upset that you just had to what? How many years did you have to work for it?
Three.
Yeah, I think you're just a little upset that took you,
No.
3 years, and he's getting a
No.
nice easy
He
path.
needs to know the pain.
Sounds salty.
Speaking of pain, we got Deflated Balls versus Barn Burners. Barn Burners putting the pain on Deflated Balls.
Yeah, so this was the first time all season that I've rooted for Barn Burners. I admittedly I have a personal bias to root against Barn Burners always, just because of course I do. And this game for a bit looked really bad for Barn Burners. That Sunday night game with Josh Allen going off really finalized this game, but before that, it was looking like Barn Burners wasn't gonna win this one.
In hindsight, it didn't really matter if Deflated won or lost because either way, this week if you win, you're in.
Correct, but it would have
But,
given him padding.
A little bit, maybe. Not really. Would it?
Yeah, if he would have beat Barn Burners here, he could lose this week and be in for sure.
Oh, okay.
Because he would have been 2 games above Slap instead of 1 game above Slap.
Oh, I see. I understand now.
This will wrap up our Week 13 recap and move into, the less fun segment because we're not going to talk about the death of the other thing. It's fine. We just got our waivers and playoffs, I guess, moving forward, according to our stats guy over there.
Hi.
Boys, what's new this week in the league?
Yeah, Diamond Dogs. He's grabbing for the future. He took a couple IR guys that he's gonna hold on for the off season at least to probably just see what happens with them.
Not a bad play. Kyle,
Yeah,
who the fuck is Jalen Coker?
I have no idea. Never heard of him.
I don't blame Big Boy for cutting Deontay. I've said for the last 3 years that he sucks and he's overrated. But this year he's really proved it.
Yeah,
But this man hasn't played in 3 weeks. Who the fuck is Jalen Coker?
I have no idea. I don't know. Is he gonna start him this week? There's no
he hasn't
way,
played in
right?
3 weeks. He can't. There's no way.
There's no way.
I mean, when you're scouting,
Dude,
gets you
oh
Jalen
my
Coker, then yeah.
gosh.
Is he playing him?
No, he's not. But his receivers are really rough.
I told you.
Devontae, Jacoby Myers,
Yep.
and
Juwan
Jawan
Jennings.
Jennings.
Yep. And Amari Cooper and Jalen Coker. Why aren't you playing Amari Cooper? Oh, never
Bye.
mind. I see. No,
Hurt.
he's just not done shit.
Ah. Freaking. But
Yeah,
has
his
he
entire
been
receiving
doing
class
less than
sucks.
Jacoby Myers?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 90 points in total on the season.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. All right.
And Pineapple grabbing some guys. He wants the golden toilet.
He's running for that toilet bowl. I don't know, bud.
Well, he may be pushing for the golden toilet, but let's talk about the guys that want to push for the actual trophy, the thing that really matters, the one that everyone's hunting, trying to knock the real emperor. I know we have a fake emperor here in Little Snake, but the real emperor in Barn Burners, trying to get his ass out.
Always.
We got the playoffs coming up here. We got 1 week left for these guys to iron out their spots. What's the rundown, gents, on our playoff look so far?
Well, speaking of Mr. Barn Burners himself, he does not officially lock the number 1 seed right now. However, he has the number 1 seed. The only way he
Illusion.
Yep. The only way he loses the number 1 seed, if Barn Burners loses this week and Austin wins, and Austin outscores Barn Burners by 150 points, he will be the number 1 seed and Barn Burners will be the number 2 seed. But other than that, Barn Burners has the number 1 seed.
I mean, let's just wait and see what happens here, Kyle, because you never know.
You know what? You're right. Barn Burners
I mean,
might put up 110 points, and you can put up 260 this week.
I mean, clearly my team is currently in buy a hell for this week, but you know what's that? What's that mean? Nothing. Means
Nothing.
nothing. I'm gonna put up 300.
Easy.
No one's put up 300 this year.
Nope. I think
That's wild.
270 something is the highest.
I think so.
Now, moving on to the last 2 open spots of the playoffs. A 7-7 team is going to make the playoffs this year. One way or another, a 7-7 team will make it. Slap has tiebreakers over Deflated Balls and I. So if he wins, he's in. With the stipulation that Deflated and I don't tie. Slap will be in if he wins. Over whoever loses the game between Deflated and I. Endzone Gods needs to win, and he needs Slap to lose to be in. And then whoever wins between Deflated and I is in. If both Slap and Endzone Gods lose, it doesn't matter who wins the game between Deflated and I, we will both make it in. But that is the route for everybody right now. Slap, Deflated, and Melka winning in. Endzone Gods needs to win and needs a Slap loss to be in.
Cool. Cool. There's only 2 spots left.
Only 2 spots left. 4 teams fighting for it.
4 teams fighting for it.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Well, speaking of those teams' paths, let's get right into our last week of the regular season. Shed a tear, 1 tear only, for the last
Shed.
week of our season. 1 moment of silence. Okay, moment's over. For our week 14 matchups, once again, we're doing it a little bit different than usual, according to our stats man, Little Malcolm.
Hello.
He's got these week 14 matchups separated in 2 groups. We got our seeding/standings section, let's call it like that, and our playoff hunt section. Judging by what I'm looking at here, it's just basically games that don't matter and matter for dummies. That's really what this is. But we'll run through our first section here first, our seating and standing section. I'll just give the 3 games and then we'll let the guys talk about them. First up, we got Concussors versus Barn Burners. Wonder why that one's here. Not really. We got Big Boy Club versus Pineapple. Another one. No big surprise. And then we got T-Rex Bitches and Toilet Snake. Gents, why are these 3 games in this section for this week?
Well, Barn Burners locks the number 1 seed with a win, or just outscoring Austin by 150 points. And Concussors is looking at the 2nd or 3rd pick in the draft, depending on if he wins or not. Next up with Big Boy Club and Pineapple Express. Big Boy Club still trying to take that division from Toilet Snake. So if he wins and Snake loses, he will take the division and get that bye week. And with a loss, Pineapple locks last place in the league, giving Diamond Dogs the 101.
I had so much hope for you, Pineapple. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's been a bad season for him.
I'm not convinced Pineapple Dogs is dead. I think he's purposefully tanking at this point for Nick because they are building a single team out of the 2 teams. I'm voting collusion here.
Voting
they're gonna be a single cell
organism.
Never mind. Fucking take
Single
this out.
cell organism.
That's the word I was going for. I just couldn't say it.
And then lastly, we got T-Rex Bitches and Toilet Snake. If Snake wins, he wins the division, gets the bye week for sure. And Rex, I believe, holds the 4 seed with a win or loss here. I don't think there's a path, at least not a super evident one, where he moves up or down in the seeding for playoffs.
Nick got in my head about the curse, the bye week curse. So I'm not sure if I want it or not.
You want the bye.
I can't see how it's a bad thing. Yeah, exactly.
It's one less game to play. It's one less game to play.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are gonna rest and get rusty. That's what's gonna happen. They take that week off.
Yeah, no shit. Half my team's taking a fucking week off.
Fair.
Moving on to our playoff hunt section, the games that Little Melka has decided apparently matter for week 14, even though I think all of you matter, but he doesn't, obviously.
I didn't even label them important and not important. This is the playoff hunt. These are the 4 teams that are fighting for the last 2 spots.
4?
Yes. Deflated, Little
Melka. 3 games here, man. What about the 3rd game, huh?
Deflated, Little Melka, Slap, and Endzone Gods are the 4 teams.
Yep.
Well, it's just a shame, all right? You're still, you got to include these other 2 guys, all right? There's 6 teams in this section. You can't just say just because they're not a part of it doesn't mean you need to kick them out.
And I will talk about them as well.
Teams matter.
They will be talked about.
Whatever. My turn. The 3 games in our playoff hunt this week are Deflated Balls versus Little Melka, Slap Yo Mama versus Diamond Dogs, and Endzone Gods versus High Class Dumpster Divers. Now go ahead. Try to talk your way out of this.
All right, I will. Diamond Dogs, he likely has the 101 with Pineapple likely losing to Big Boy Club. And then if he loses this game, he, I think, gets the 104. So if that is correct, he'll have the 101 and 104 next year. Or at worst, the 102 and 104 next year. If Slap wins this game, he's in. Again, without a tie between Deflated and I, if Slap wins this game, he's in.
Yeah, I don't see Nick winning here.
I don't either.
Like we said earlier, he just grabbed a bunch of players to hold for the offseason. He's not going to start them. They're not starters. They're not going to help him this week. I don't see him winning.
101 and 104. He's going to be good next year.
If he gets the picks right,
True.
and it bars them developing enough to be relevant next year.
Fair enough. And then going on to the other team that's not in the playoffs, Jay. High Class Dumpster Divers. If he loses and Pineapple wins, High Class can take the 101 from Nick. That's our only hope that Nick doesn't have the 101. Is if High Class loses to End Zone Gods here and Pineapple beats Big Boy Club. And then End Zone Gods, the team that is in the playoff hunt in this game, he needs to win and he needs Slap to lose to get into the playoffs here. And if he wins and Slap loses, then End Zone Gods would surpass whoever loses the game between Deflated and Little Malka.
I don't think End Zone's gonna make it in. If Nick's not gonna put up a fight against Slap,
Yeah, it's possible. It's like I said, he's the only one that has another stipulation to getting into the playoffs.
which would make it the hardest road ahead. That makes
Right.
sense. That checks out.
He's the only one that doesn't officially control his own destiny.
Okay. All cards are accounted for.
And then going to the Deflated Balls versus Little Melka game, both sitting at 7-6, both having the same division record, I believe. Hold, fact checking.
Hold.
Yes. So both holding the same record, both holding the same division record. I won the first one. So this straight up just comes down to who wins this game you're in. If you lose this game, you have to hope for Slap and End Zone Gods to both lose to get in. That's the only way that the loser of this game gets in. But the winner is in for sure.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
Nah, the loser of this game's fucked.
Yeah,
Not gonna
probably.
lie.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Most likely.
You know what's fucked?
What's that?
So
This season.
why?
Almost over.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just like this podcast episode. It's over. We're at the end. We're done for this week. No interview slot as we discussed. Here we are though, creeping into the last week of the regular season. Talk to the guys, aka Austin and Kyle, about maybe working your way in if you would like to for our playoff episodes. I'm sure we'd love to hear from you, see how you guys feel about this year, and if you're out of the running, talk about the toilet bowl. If you're in the running, we'll talk about your playoff spot.
Yeah, we'll
But
try
other
to get
than
some
that-
guys on for sure.
Other than that, I think we're gonna put this one to bed, gentlemen.
Works for me.
But on that note, we will love you. We will leave you. We appreciate you listening. And we will see you next week for the somber, sad episode of the last week of the regular season. But the excitement for the playoff, baby.
Woo!
See ya.
Later.